having a little wiener. I'm like, this nigga is weird. Like, I'm like, he's believe the hype. If you don't know, you're about to know. I am a Scorpio, and that should answer y'all questions. Should have known. He's too fine. He's too fine. You want to find out? Y'all don't hold me. Don't hold me. I said what I said. Extremely like top tier guy for sure. Hey guys, hey, thank you for tuning in with the Real Mina Millions. This is The Real with Mina, and we are back. So anyways, so we back with a story time, y'all. I know it's been a minute, but I didn't just want to bring y'all anything. Like I said, I didn't want to come with half-stepping energy. I didn't want to do none of it. I wanted to give y'all the emotions and the feelings and all that behind the 1212. So y'all listen. This story time today is going to be about a weirdo. Not weirdo who I've done a story time on before, but this is about a guy. So I'm going to start a series of basically like my dating life and like guys I've came across with like potential to date or whoever, you know, whatever. So I gotta think of a name to give him. Y'all, I don't know. I didn't even think about none of that. Me and my best friend was like talking, and we were talking about like just weird men that we've met, weird guys we've came across, things like that of that nature. And I was like, girl, remember him from last time? We're gonna call him, I don't know. Y'all know I come with the crazy names. I can't think of a name for him. I just, we're gonna call him Double Life. So yeah, we're gonna call him Double Life. That's the name we're gonna give him. But anyway, so I'm not gonna say I met. So this is how this story like starts. And then I'll give y'all like, let me give y'all a backstory first so I don't confuse y'all. I knew Double Life from high school. Double Life was a cute guy. You know, so I remember him. He remembered me. Like, we never really crossed paths or knew anything about each other like that. But you know how, like, when you cross people or people that know you or people that know them, and then, like, you become friends on social media with people that either lived in your area, live in your area, people you went to school with, you're like, oh, I remember her, I remember him, you might add him or whatever the case may be. One thing about me, I am not that person that just adds people. Like, if I, my jacket, I spilled coffee. Anyways, I am not that person that add people just to add people or whatever like that. I really don't add people. So, like, if I have any social media pages and someone's my friend, 9 times out of 10, they sent me a friend request. I only add, like, family and close friends. I do not go out of my way to search people, look for people, none of that. Now, if it's like an old best friend or something from another state that I'm looking for, or a person that I really like grew an attachment to, and I'm like, dang, I wonder where they're at, I wonder if they're okay, then I might do a little search or something then. But other than that, it's not my forte. It's not my thing. I just don't go searching and looking for people. As you know, like Facebook and Instagram, they have suggestions, so they'll suggest people, you know, I guess to add you, whatever. So I don't know how I came across Double Life page or whatever for him to even add me or anything like that. Anyways, we were friends on social media. Do I remember him from school? Yes. Did I always think he was a cute guy? Yes. Extremely like top tier guy for sure. Looks wise. So we were also following one another on Instagram. And Double Life used to like watch my Instagram stories or like react to some of my posts or whatever. And I never really paid attention. So like it was one time I think like he reacted to something. Oh, we have a mutual, we have a mutual friend in common. That's a guy. And my best friend and I had went out of town to an event. And when we went to this event, Double Life saw that I was there. So he was like, hey, like we had that, like that event was lit, like whatever, whatever. So I'm like, yeah, like it definitely was, like, you know what I'm saying? We did our 1 2 1 2. So Double Life was just, I know y'all probably like, why she keep, I don't want it to be in my face, but why she saying, so whatever, I'm gonna leave it alone. But Double Life was just like, you know, we had the event pad, like everything was lit, like we fun, you know, da 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 da, whatever, whatever. Blase, blase. 1 2 1 2. So we ended up conversing back and forth about the event or whatever through Instagram DMs. And, you know, I was like, oh, you know, I said, he cool, like, whatever, whatever. So I was like, yeah, maybe we can link up at the next one, whatever, whatever. Me not knowing Double Life has a girlfriend, anything like that. So Double Life ended up, you know, responding to certain things that I post. So, you know, like Instagram has the little status thing you can put on there now, whatever. So I put the song with Glorilla was like, I can make my throat stretch. I can teach something. I can make a mess. That's what she said. If y'all don't know that song, it's like her and Boston Richie. So yeah, so the song is her and Boston Richie, and basically, like, I posted, quoted what she said, and added the song to the little Instagram status thing or whatever. So Double Life responded and was like, Glow said that with the big eyes or whatever. And I was just like, I think he said Glow said that. I don't know. I don't want to quote exactly what he said. I will post the DMs, but I'm going to screen. I will post it on the screen to show. So he basically was like, all of that, or Glow said that something. No, he was like all of that or something like that. And I was just like, you want to find out? Y'all don't hold me. Don't hold me. I did. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I said what I said. So he was like, and I was like, I didn't say that. LOL, that's Glow. And he was like, coming from you, it sounds sexy, but not from her or whatever like that. So I was just like, LOL, maybe you'll find out one day or something like that. You know, like the little back and forth that we do. Whatever. Did I start off talking to him wrong? Yes, I will take blame for that. So I don't need anybody to say, oh, you don't never take accountability. I'm taking accountability, because when he responded to that, that should have let me knew then what he was looking for. And my response should have been none, or it should have been something like, you know, to curve it, whatever he was saying, which I didn't. I thought he was cute. I'm single. I'm celibate. I'm looking to have a good time. I mean, let's just be real here. So we basically started conversing off of that. And then it was just kind of like, you know, conversation. We exchanged phone numbers and stuff. And he seemed really cool. And I was like, oh, he's cool. Like, he would text good morning. He would ask me how my day was going. We was talking back and forth. So then I asked him like, oh, what you was doing? And then out of the blue, he was like, my girl coming into town. So I was like, oh, I didn't know you had a girlfriend. And he was like, LOL, yeah, you wouldn't know that from my social media because I don't post her or something. He said he don't post her and something, whatever. It was something else. So I can't really remember everything, y'all. So don't hold me. But it was something of that nature. So I was just like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like, that's lit. I was like, dang, you should have said something. And he was like, yeah, we're kind of on the outs right now. Like, I don't know how long we're going to be in a relationship. So me being me, anybody that knows me know I am that girl that will encourage you to work out your situation. I am that girl that's going to encourage you to fix your situation, because one thing I know is that me being a woman, sometimes we feel some type of way. We feel like a guy not doing something, and maybe they just need somebody to tell them like, hey, fix that, hey, do this, hey, do that. So I'm just that girl. Like, I'll tell you straight up, like, listen, go and try to make you, make it do what it do with your boo. Like, fix it, whatever the case may be. Because obviously you're in a relationship with her, so this can't be a terrible person because you made her your girlfriend. Y'all are in a relationship. Y'all exclusive. So being exclusive speaks a lot about her character, your character, and that you thought that this person was worthy of taking serious. So I'm not gonna be that girl that's just like, so, oh, well, I don't care, do me, do me. No, I'm gonna go find somebody that's single like me and on the same wave as me. I'm not gonna, y'all know what I mean. Yeah, y'all know what I mean. So basically, we was talking about that, and he was just like, oh, you're so encouraging. I was just telling him good things, and I was telling him, like, from a female point of view, like, maybe this, maybe that, whatever. So we didn't talk for a while because he said his girlfriend was coming in town for a couple of weeks or a month or whatever the case was. So I was like, I'm not texting nobody phone and they got a girlfriend. The girlfriend think that I'm messing with them or nothing like that, which we did have some raunchy messages back and forth, but it was just like nothing has went past that. So I didn't want to be that girl, like somebody texting or calling me, asking me like, what you doing, my man? My man. So I was just like, you know what? It just was too good. I should have known. He's too fine. He's too fine to not have nobody. Feel me? So that happens. Weeks go by, whatever. So I posted like a picture or something. He hearted, and then he like messaged me and was like, how have you been? So I was like, I'm good. Like, I'm straight. How are you? So he's like, oh, like, I'm good, this, and that, asking me did I still live in the area, like, where we went to school and stuff like that. So I'm telling him, like, yeah, I live here. I got this going. I have a daughter. Blase, 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 blase. So this is when conversation started going a little further. And I was just like, all right, whatever. So then I started asking him, like, did you work things out with your girlfriend? Were you able to reconcile? He was like, oh, that's over. Like, we broke up. So I was just like, oh, okay. Like, dang, I was like, I didn't expect that. I thought, like, they were going to work it out or something was going to happen. Maybe take a break and work on themselves or whatever the case may be. Obviously, that could have happened as the story goes on. But, yeah, okay. So we started speaking and, talking, like, every day or whatever. So then we decided to link up. At this point, what I'm saying, we link up. We do. But I noticed, like, when we linked up, guys have... I'm a girl that's used to a woman. I'm a woman that's used to when a man is into me, like, I know it. Like, he's gonna do certain things, he's gonna act a certain way, and me being a woman now compared to the girl I used to be, I catch on to things faster. But I did not want to prejudge because I'm like, maybe he's just not comfortable, whatever. We are meeting up for the first time under grown pretenses, so we do what we do, and things went a certain way. I don't know what I can say and what I can't say. So things went a certain way, which it didn't bother me, but I was just like, what I'm saying? Okay, whatever. And he was just so sweet. I'm not even gonna lie. He was so sweet. He was caring. He asked questions like, are you comfortable? Are you this? Are you that? And then he was like, oh, we don't have to do this if you don't want to, things like that. And then he kind of seemed like he was a little shy or timid or scared. If you don't know, you're about to know. I am a Scorpio, and that should answer y'all questions. Okay? Believe the hype. When they say, sometimes they say don't believe the hype when it comes to a Scorpio. Okay? So I'm just like, no, like, I'm just myself. I'm being me. I've learned, like, in this time, like, I can only be me. If a person like me, they like me for me. If they don't like me, they don't like me. I'm not going to pretend to be this girl to please you. I'm not going to pretend to be this certain person to please you. That just means we not equal. You know what I'm saying? We're not equally yoked. So I'm not going to force no vibes. I'm not going to force no feelings. I'm not going to do none of that. So, which it was cool. But when we left, I got back home. He was very caring, asking me like, did you make it okay? Are you all right? Like, different things like that. When I did get there, he asked me about dinner, like going out to dinner, all these different things. I did go closer to him. He had work early. I worked at night. So our schedules were like whatever. So when we met, I went to him because I knew like, okay, well, if I go to him, I can go to him. And then he won't have such a long, drive to go to work and stuff like that because he lived in another state than I lived in. So it was just like compromising, you know? If you've dated long distance or anything like that, you can relate. Leave a comment. Let me know. So we basically, had that situation, and that was that. So I got back home and he got to work, so we were still talking. Everything was cool. And then it was like one day I'm asking him like, we were supposed to have been planning about this next event, like going to the event together. And I'm just asking him like, so when we going? And he's like acting like confused, like he don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's me. So I'm on the phone with my homegirl at the time, like, hey, what? I'm like, this nigga is weird. Like, I'm like, he's weird. I'm like, first, he keep on throwing up about getting head, and it's top notch, and it's this, and it's that, and it's da da da. And I'm like, he only basically worrying about head. Like, nigga, this C5. Like, what is you? Don't even try me like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, even though I know that's top notch too, but don't even like, yeah. So I'm just like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So then he started sending me like these little memes on Instagram about having a little wiener, and I'm just like, no, that's not. I'm like, trying to make him feel good, like, no, that's not your situation, like, this and that. And he was like, that is me. I'm like, I don't know if he's joking or if I am a thicker girl with a lot of ass. So I'm like, maybe he felt like he don't have enough to please me. Maybe he feel like he's not going to be able to. Maybe I'm too experienced. So I started thinking like, I'm like, maybe I'm too experienced. I have a daughter. Sometimes people who don't have children has these notions in their head that you are just so much more experienced or so much this and that because you have a child, or you have this and you have that, different things like that. So I'm really just sitting there trying to figure it out. Like, maybe it's just me. I don't know. So then it was like little things. I'm like my homegirls asking like, well, what's up? I'm like, he different. I'm like, he different. And I just kept saying he different, but I would never say like a good different or a bad different. He just gave me different. I can't even explain it. It just was different than anything I've ever experienced. So I'm finding all, y'all, I'm trying to find and piece together all kind of clues. Like, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm too pushy. Maybe I'm too sexual. Maybe and then I thought to myself, like, if you got to sit there and keep downing yourself to try to figure out why somebody is the way they are, it's not going to work. So then I was like, oh, he just broke up with his girlfriend. I'm like, he just broke up with his girlfriend. Maybe he's trying to get over her and he can't get over her. Maybe he feeling like guilty for doing X, Y, and Z with me. Maybe he, whatever. I wasn't trying to be pushy. I wasn't trying to be clingy, none of that. So I kind of like eased off a little bit, backed away, things like that. So then he was like, hey, I'm coming down. Can I see you? So I'm like, okay, cool. He comes down to where I am, in the state I am. And he has like, you know what I'm saying? I told him like, you can come to my place. Like, you know what I'm saying? My daughter don't be home. If you're coming and I know I can make sure she's with my family, whatever the case is, because I do not allow my child to be around anybody, especially if it's not going to be something long term, especially if it's going to be toxic. I've dealt with someone, as you guys know, like who my daughter really grew an attachment to, and then it was just like ripped away from her, and she saw a lot of toxic behaviors from both parties. So I just don't allow that at this time moment in my life or her life. So we was sitting there and we basically like, no, we were texting because I had to work, and then I had some other stuff I had going on too. So I was telling him like, yeah, I'm getting off work. I got off work that morning. He came down and things like that. So I was supposed to go to his room. And when I was about to get in the car and go, he texted me and was like, I'm sorry, my mom and my grandmother just called me, needed my help with something. So I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're lying or you're making anything up or nothing like that. I'm being understanding. So then, um, actually before that part, he texted me and was like, he's gonna, he wanted me to come to him because he was doing something with some gaming system or whatever, which is the reason why I was going there. So, which was a good idea anyways, because I'm gonna tell y'all something, ladies. Never invite nobody in your space, in your home, or none of that. Especially if they're just a fuck. Especially if they're just somebody that you see here and there. Especially if you do not know them. Just don't invite people into your space. Period. Like friends, whoever. When you don't know people, don't allow that type of energy and all that stuff around you. Like for real. And me being a big energy person, I didn't get any bad vibes or anything like that from him. I still to this day think he's a nice guy. I think he just was attempting to live a double life or live a life a certain way that's not his normal. And it was probably off of notions that he felt like he has to be a certain way to whatever with me. I don't know. So we were chatting and we were talking back and forth and stuff like that. So when he said the grandma and the mother thing, I was like, okay, cool. Like, I understand whatever the case may be. So he was not gonna be there that long, be down for whatever family event he was down for. And when he was trying to come and see me before he left, I had to go to work. So he was just like, dang, I'm gonna come back, I'll come down or whatever to see you again, this and that. I'm not gonna lie, I felt some kind of way because I'm like, damn, like if you go with me like that, you came all the way down here for a family event, you were supposed to make time to spend time with me, even if it wasn't on no sexual stuff, but he came at me on some sexual stuff. So it was just like, okay, that's what you wanted. That's what we're going to make this to be. It is what it is. But don't tell me one thing and then do another. So like that had already run me wrong. So I was like, I'm just going to back away. I'm not even going to fuck with that no more. So the next time he was just like, no, I noticed like he kept trying to come down to me. And it was just, so I asked him, I was like, why are you always trying to come to my place? Like, I can't come to your house. So he was like, oh, you can come to my house. I have roommates. So I'm not gonna lie, red flag went off. I'm not gonna say people don't have roommates in this day and time because people definitely do. But to me, it was just giving like, I don't know. It just didn't feel right. So then we were talking and I was asking him questions like, well, since you broke up with your girlfriend, have you tried to talk to somebody? Are you trying to talk to other people? Like, like what's the deal? Like, what's going on? So he was like, no, like I was talking to this one girl and she got mad with me before he started talking to me. I was talking to this one girl and she got mad with me because I wouldn't make her my girlfriend or some shit. He said, he was like, and me and her, we didn't even do anything. I'm like, in my head, like, you grown and you saying like y'all didn't even do anything and she wanted you to be her boyfriend and you didn't. So I'm like, okay, he obviously not ready for a relationship. He's definitely trying to, I guess, figure himself out, I'm assuming. So I'm just listening. Like me, I'm a great observer and I'm a listener. So I don't forget nothing that a person say. Like you cannot tell me, oh, I didn't say that. Oh, I didn't mean that. Because like, what you mean? So I'm just sitting there. I'm not thinking nothing. I'm not none of that. Y'all, I know this story probably long. I want to cut it short, but it really doesn't need two parts. So I don't want to like cut it short and drag it out for something that doesn't need to be dragged out. So basically like he had some trips coming up or whatever. So he was like, yeah, I'm going to California. So I was like, oh, when are you leaving? So he's like, oh, I'm leaving Saturday. I'm coming back Monday. So I'm like, okay, cool. Normally, he is the type, like, he don't really post. He don't really post being out or things like that. I guess in, like, certain environments he does. But I noticed, like, when he went, he was texting me the whole time, talking to me the whole time he was up until he was going to California. So he decided to let me know like, yeah, I'm getting on my flight. He let me know when he got there, all of that stuff. So then he posted on Snapchat like, a view of where he was. And I was just like, oh, okay, cool. Then I noticed like communication stopped. So I'm just like, but he told me he was going for a male event. So I was just like, oh, have fun, like turn up, do this. He was like, if you know these guys, like if you knew them, you would be like, oh, okay, that's who you going with. Just some of my buddies from the military, blase, blase. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not thinking nothing of it. That's where you say you going. That's where you say you going. That's what you going for. That's what you're going for. Y'all, I'm not even gonna lie. At this time, I'm picking up on clues, but I'm not digging too deep into it because I'm like, why he don't have no reason to lie to me. He don't have no reason to play with me. He don't have no reason to none of that. So then one day, then he had another trip that came up like a month or so later. He went on the trip, and when he was on the trip, he texted me like something about throat get grow what the shit, throat go or some shit like that, or he can't wait to see me, he need his sucked, something like crazy, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, he's never talked to me like that before. He's never so I'm like, or is it because you with a different group of guys? Like this group of guys that he's with is like hood, street, like this, like, these his people, like his family or whatever. So I'm like, is you trying to like fit in? So you like, let me text her and say this and like show her response. Like what are you trying to do? So I just kind of like looked at it. I didn't say anything back, which another part of me, I should have checked that immediately and I didn't. But I didn't want to come off like crazy or combative, but I should have because you disrespected me. You feel me? So I'm not thinking much of anything. I'm just really just letting it be what it is, letting it go. Whatever. So he on his trip there. He's talking to me on this trip. So then I started thinking, I'm like, when he went to California, stop. He on this trip, he's texting and talking. So I'm sitting there like putting it together. I'm like, he went to Cali with no male trip for no damn party, male party. He went to be with his, you know what I'm saying? So at this point, this is when my antennas start like really going, because I'm like, yeah, like I knew something wasn't right. Like I look at myself as a top tier female. I don't care. I don't care what nobody else think about me. I work, I take care of my child, I pay my own bills, I have a career, I have a business, I have several businesses. I handle things that I'm supposed to handle. I don't go out and sell my body. I don't ask men for money, all those different things. Not a pick me, not out there, pick me, whatever. I am that female that'll be your homegirl. I will tell you, like, be my homeboy before I even try to be in a relationship with you or anything, because I want to know about you before I even try to step foot in that. I don't want to get my foot muddy. I don't want to see the mud and put my foot in the mud and get my foot muddy. No, that's not me. I would rather get to know you. And if I say, okay, you know what, you cool, like we friends, I can support you as a friend. I would rather be your friend. I don't want to do nothing sexual with you. I don't want to, none of that. I just want to be your friend. So, which is why, and maybe it's going to be part of my downfall. I don't rush anything. I don't try to rush into anything. I'm not that girl that's into trying to get a guy to pick me and make me this and make me that. Because honestly, I've always been taught my whole life, a man knows what he wants from you when he meets you. Do I think that can change over time? Like a person meets you and see the type of person you are and say, yeah, I just can't do her like that. That's very true. I had that situation before. Like I was dealing with someone and he specifically told me, like, I've cheated on everybody I've been with. I don't want to do that to you. And I'm like, I didn't understand it, but now I do. Like me being that person, now I do. I also had a guy I talked to before that told me, like, go live your life. Like, go experience other people. Go make sure, like, I'm the person that you want at the end of the day. Like, go experience that to say, okay, you've experienced life. Don't waste your youth with one person and then later you regret it. And I didn't understand it. I didn't respect it, but I do now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, with time comes wisdom and all that stuff. And that's like very true when our elders tell us that. So basically, back to double life. um I'm starting to get to the point where I'm just like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. So I was getting ready to move and stuff, and double life came down. We did X, Y, and Z, and it was just like, whatever he left. And I saw him, and I had so much going on at the time that it was just whatever. So me and my daughter had took a vacation, and when we went on vacation, like, he was being sweet. He was like checking on us. He was asking me, like, are y'all okay? Like, do you need anything? Blase blase. We went up in the helicopter. He was like, be safe, all these different things. So I'm just like, dang, like, okay, well, maybe he really sat back and realized, like, this girl is like a really good girl, and I need to put more effort into, whatever with her. And then, like, certain holidays came up, and I would do things for him and wasn't expecting nothing in return. So I think he kind of like picked up, like, she's not that girl. Like, she's not trying to get anything from me. She really is a sweet person. She really is a nice friend. This is who she is. So whole time, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting to the point where I'm just kind of like getting to the end of it. Like, yeah, this ain't working out. I just need to go back to being celibate, to just focusing on me, to just worrying about me and my kid, like, and focusing on school and everything else I have going on. So after I moved, like, I was moving my stuff, and he was like, yeah, I need to come down there and help you move. So I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. Like, he want to help me move my stuff. What? So he basically, was being sweet and stuff like that. And then I just got to the point, like, I don't know, he would, like, I'm the type of female, like, I pay attention to what people say and put on social media. And maybe I'm wrong for that, but when they tell you, like, be careful with things like that, that's a very true statement. Because although a lot of people take some things as playing, a lot of things are people personality and their characteristics, and it speaks volumes about who they are. People that share things about dark humor, that's a part of their personality. People who share certain things, all of that, that's a part of what they really feel inside. You're not laughing at something just to laugh at it, because we all don't find the same things funny. We all don't find the same things entertaining. So for you to even entertain something like that, I look at it as, okay, this is who this person could be deep down inside. So I noticed, like, it's like a page on Instagram, I guess a lot of guys follow or whatever, and it's like this girl with a wig on, and it was, they zoomed in on her scalp. I'll see if I can find it. And it was just like, once I see this, I know how far we're gonna go. And the comments were crazy. The comments like, definitely only gonna fuck you and leave, definitely gonna not take you serious, like, crazy stuff like that. So I'm like looking, I'm like, damn, I wear wigs. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does this mean? Like, I'm looking at it. I didn't say nothing to him. I'm just scoping the scene. So then it would be other things like, do you remember fumbling the baddies or whatever the case may be? And he's like, he commented and was like, I only think about the ones I fumbled or something like that. So I'm just like, okay, wow. And it just was certain posts that I'm like, weird. Like, you commenting, you liking, you sharing, you laughing. This is how you feel. This is not no laughing for social media matter. This is something that you truly feel deep down inside. Then me just knowing how his ex look, I'm like, okay, yeah, she is a girl that wears her natural hair. She's petite. I'm totally like the total opposite. I'm thick. I have boobs. I have ass. I'm like, I never had a BBL. I've never had nothing done to my body, but I've naturally been shaped this way my entire life. I can insert a picture for reference. I've just always was shaped the way I'm shaped. I'm not going to change who I am. I can't change who I am. I'm not going to go try to deflate my ass or my boobs or nothing like that to please nobody. So I'm just paying attention to things like that. And I'm like on the phone with my homegirl. I'm like, yeah, like Double Life keep posting this and that. He keep laughing at this post. I'm screenshotting. Then it was something about people having something about people with kids or some shit or whatever. So when I saw that, like, I ain't gonna lie, that shit rubbed me so wrong. It was like something about chicks be having kids and say something about my something. I don't know what the post said, y'all, to be honest. I don't want to lie. But I was like, you know what? So I went and shared that same post to my story. And I was like, whole time my daughter live a better life than y'all motherfucking niggas, to be for real. Let's be for real. And I shouldn't have done that, because me being who I am, I shouldn't have let even nothing like that make me feel no type of way. But I just wanted I wanted him to know I saw it. I peeped it. So then when I went back to it, I noticed like his comment was gone from the post. And I was just like, because sometimes I hate having to crush people and make them feel small when they're already small minded, small dick, small everything else. So it was just like, I should have never stooped that low. But I am a Scorpio, and one thing about us, when you go to hell, bitch, we go below the earth, the stars, the moons, all that. We go below everything. The devil himself ain't ready for us when we take it there. Like, I'm talking to my best friend about it. I'm talking to my mom about it. I'm talking to my sister about it. I'm talking to my other homegirl about it. I'm like, yeah, like he this, he that, he da da da. They like, one of my homegirls, she was like, he weird as fuck. She was like, he's weird as a fuck. You need to leave. Like, you should just leave him alone. You shouldn't even fuck with that. You should just let that be what it is. Like, he's definitely weird. All of that. So at the time, I'm just like, I'm gonna just not say too much and let it be what it is. So like, my birthday did come and stuff, and he was, like, happy birthday or whatever. And I think this was the final straw for me. He did text and was like, happy birthday, I hope you enjoy your birthday, blah blah blah. But what really did it for me was a person that I'm talking to, whether we're friends, just having sex, just whatever, engaging in whatever, you sitting here saying like, you love me, you miss me, you care about me, all these different things. Then my birthday come and I get a birthday text, not even no effort to try to see me for my birthday, not even no effort to fucking send me nothing for my birthday. The same way I've Apple paid you and say happy whatever holiday it was, you could have done the same. I don't care if it was $10, $15. It's the thought that count when somebody do something. So I'm like, damn. And this is somebody that I'm fucking with heavy. Like, I fuck with you. So for you to be weird, like, you just weird. Y'all, after that, I got up into my Scorpio mood where I was like, that. Like, all this shit dead to me. Like, I ain't fucking with none of this at all. Like, it's all dead to me. So I had unfriended him off of Facebook. I unfollowed him off of Instagram, took him off my Snapchat. I got into my mode where I was like, I'm taking all weird ass people off my shit. I'm not fucking with these weirdos. I don't want to see it. I don't want to engage. None of that. I am that person that would take myself out of a situation quickly. I don't play them fuck games at all. So, all of that happened or whatever. And I don't know. It was just like one day I went on my other page. I have another page, and I noticed, like, so I still follow him, and I see like he posted him being out the country with his girlfriend, the same girlfriend he broke up with. The same girlfriend. The same girlfriend. Right after I took him off everything, I said, you know what? Because they ain't never broke up. They ain't never broke up. All that was a facade, and he was living a double life, and he couldn't show me a certain type of affection because he probably was mentally like, damn, I'm really cheating on my girl, I'm really doing this, because I don't believe he ever done it before. I think he was trying to live a life and try to make it seem like he was something that he not. Oh, I got this going on over here, this going over here, to make it seem like his life is so interesting. But I knew he was a fuck nigga.
Plus, she was gone, so I was a filler.
When that bitch went out of town and communication had stopped. I've been peeping the signs, and I've been saw you. I wasn't gonna do this story time because you really ain't important enough for me to do it. But my homegirl was like, yeah, you need to tell that story for real. And I was just like, girl, like, he ain't even worth my breath, to be honest. Like, he really not. So yeah, you fine, all of that. But next time, play somebody else. Don't play with me. Find somebody else to play with. And I hope she dog you. I really do. I hope she find her a nigga with a big and she dog your ass. Fuck boy. So, anyways, y'all, I don't even have no animosity towards this man, but I just feel like I be having to say that and to let people know, like, stop thinking you one up somebody or you this and that and you just this and that, because you're not. Find somebody else to play with. Play with your mama. Play with your shrimp before you try to play with me. And I'm gonna tell y'all something else. Women, we have an intuition and we in slow. So just as much as a person may play green or slow or anything like that, they're far from it. You're fooling yourself. You ain't fooling nobody. So, anyways, y'all, that is my story time about double life with his weird ass. And all my homegirls was telling me like, leave that nigga alone. And I was sitting there like, no, y'all, he different. I don't know. I don't want to just cross him out yet. Like, let me just see. And then that's another thing too. I gotta stop listening to my mom always talking about give people a chance. Some people don't deserve a chance because they already be fucked up from the beginning. So, chance that. But anyways, y'all, thank you so much for tuning in with your girl. That is my story time about that nigga. And I'm gonna start this little interesting story time about people I've came across and things like that. And some of them, and they just weird tactics and things they be doing with their narcissistic ass. So anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in and rocking with me. I hope this story time was interesting to y'all. And read me my writing down in the comments too, because I know I was dumb. I should have been caught on. I should have been whatever. But that's what I get from listening to other people and give somebody a chance. Y'all can't clock my tea and make me feel bad because I clocked my own. So anyways, I love y'all so much.